Hello, Cleveland! I am indeed Diana Clarion, the Lavender Lady. This is the Open Chat. How the hell are you? And here with me today is the one, the only, the brilliant, the beautiful Bionic Dance, Kate Farr. Hi.
Hello, how are things?
They are very thingy. Yes, they are many much thingish, which is a good thing. Yeah, try to make sense out of that one. Oh, look. Oh, yay. Look what we've got over there. And, yeah, all kinds of fun stuff. And the fun part about today is that I was just noticing today and yesterday and recently and that whole Twitter war thing again. Yes, kids, are rocks atheist? Does it matter? Okay?
It matters. It actually matters a great deal.
Okay.
Well, the argument about whether you have to be a thinking creature to be an atheist or not, or this, that, or the other thing, part of it is about identity, and part of it is just about how we even talk about these things. And one of the reasons it's important is that the classical definitions of things like atheism and agnosticism don't work for everybody. It gets to a point where you cannot describe your own situation, your own mindset, using those limited terms. And so if we think of atheism not as theism's opposite, but rather its absence, then it starts to make more sense, because you include everyone, everything, the entire universe that doesn't qualify as a theist within that definition. And we do that for everything. Here's the word for what those things are, and then we attach a syllable onto the front of it, a prefix, to say, and here's the set of things that are not that don't qualify. So there's that. But also part of it is just why we're even using the term in the first place. Because some people are using it as sort of like a philosophical debate thing, where they literally want to have the two people up there with the judge and the time limit, and everyone has to put forward an argument, and this, that, and the other thing.
Oh, I don't know.
And so they
demand
that atheism be a positive statement. But then there's those of us who, again, like I said, we're just trying to describe ourselves and look at it more as taxonomy rather than a debate thing. And so, like I said, part of this battle back and forth, are rocks atheists or babies atheists, is just like a battle for how we're going to have the conversation. The problem is that you can say the God does not exist positive argument thing using atheism as the entire universe that does not qualify as theist, and just narrow it down with adjectives. But for some reason, some people are unwilling to use adjectives to modify a larger macro category.
I don't
to
know
my
anybody,
eternal frustration.
I don't know anybody like that either. No.
No, nobody.
No, when you mentioned the taxonomy, that really clicked with me, because I do know of a situation where, for example, you walk on two legs, but you are not taxonomically a biped. You don't fit into the clade named biped. It's the two legs are incidental. Can you have something
Two
like
legs bad.
Sorry. Yeah. Can you have something like that with that question that we've got right now? It's you don't have a belief in gods, but it is unrelated to the theism thing. I mean, a rock might fit into that. The way I'm looking at it, a rock doesn't believe in gods because a rock doesn't believe in anything.
Well, there you go. But I mean, a lot of people want to say that disqualifies rocks from being atheists.
Yeah, I'm tempted to say that.
But the reason why something is an atheist has nothing to do with whether or not it qualifies. It just has to be, is the God belief bit flipped to 1 or 0? That's the only question.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to sit on this one and hatch it maybe, because in my addled brain here, and we know my brain is very addled, that whole precondition keeps rearing its ugly head. You know, you have to be able to think in order to fit into either category, either atheist or theist. Well, I know some theists don't think, and some atheists don't think either.
It still doesn't even make sense because, I mean, like I say, atheism is not theism's opposite. It's its absence. To require the ability to think to be an atheist is looking at atheism as theism's opposite. That because to be a theist, you do have to be that. You do have to be a thinking being that can or can't do something. But it's the thing that's being done, the believing in a God, that's the relevant criterion. So even if something is incapable of meeting the qualifications of being a theist, it's still not meeting those qualifications. So if it's not a theist, what else can it be but an atheist?
Okay, by that, what's the word I'm looking for? Logic. Yeah, that might work.
No might about it. That works.
Yeah, it's. I'm not going to block anybody or, quit talking to anybody or anything over the question. It's just an interesting thing to think about, and from me anyway. And it's something that is making me more and more want to avoid the terms entirely.
That never works.
I know. I mean, it doesn't work with element 53, and it doesn't work with 10-year periods.
I mean, there's some people who just do things wrong.
Well, that's me, all right.
But no, seriously, I mean, like the only reason this is a debate at all is because people want to set the terms, and some people seem to want to set the terms of the debate to be, in my never humble opinion, too restrictive. And honestly, to no good effect, because the thing they're trying to say can be said using the version, the mindset, the taxonomic mindset I'm using. Because you may not want to consider yourself a passive atheist, a weak atheist, but you can totally be a strong atheist or even a Gnostic atheist. If you claim to say that you know God doesn't exist, you're a Gnostic atheist. What's so wrong with that? But they refuse. They fight and fight and fight to have atheism be an exclusive term. And that's where I start to have problems, is where they want to have atheism be such a confined and constricted definition that, well, like I say, I'm not able to describe myself by the terms that like the classic philosophers like to use. I can't do it.
Yeah. And I can't really classify myself without telling you why I believe the way I do. That's another one there. I mean, it's the trap I always fall into. I think you've noticed it by now. Not only would I call myself an atheist, but it would be, I am because I don't believe in the I don't accept the existence of any supernatural or any of that stuff. That's always tacked on there.
Well, I mean, but that's the thing, is that's why, you use the adjective at the beginning. Now, I describe myself as an agnostic apistivist atheist because that tells you all those things you need to know about my atheism. I'm an agnostic, meaning I lack knowledge of God's existence. I'm an apistivist. I won't use faith to come to conclusions, and therefore, I have not concluded a God exists. I don't believe in one. I'm an atheist. That's all the information you need in 3 words, 3 whole words. But some people don't want to use that adjective system to narrow it down, to draw circles within the Venn diagram, to say different kinds of it's like arguing with people who have some rather strong and, let's face it, wrong opinions about how to classify different kinds of sci-fi.
Okay, and then we have from Vonrick, Lady Kate. You would not want to describe yourself by their terms anyways, even if you could. And yeah,
Well, I mean, let's be completely fair. If I felt that the terms they insist on using were descriptive, I'd use them. But they're not, which is why I'm trying to have them changed. I mean, I'm not going to fight a battle for no good reason, where even if I win, the effort expended was not worth it because I didn't need to fight in the first place to get what I wanted. I mean,
yeah, well, there's the other one. That's what comes to my mind. Is the battle even worth it? One of the things I think of is a koan I learned years ago, a Zen story, where the student asks the master, do dogs have Buddha nature? Do rocks have Buddha nature? And in essence, the master said, will you please shut up? Those questions you're asking don't even matter. Just keep on the way to enlightenment and worry about that. And I sometimes wonder if this whole thing isn't like that.
Well, I think that this particular fight has to be fought simply because, like I said, I can't describe myself any other way. If I use their terms, I essentially have to straw man myself, and I find that unacceptable. Right? So that's why I feel I have to fight this particular fight. But as for that Zen thing there, why is that such a horrible thing to wonder about? I mean, let's face it, if it turned out that I was completely wrong and there is an afterlife, maybe not the Christian afterlife, but it turns out there is an afterlife, I'd want to know if my cats will show up.
Okay.
I would love to know that. Because, and what if it turns out there is a heaven and a hell and all that stuff, and I end up in heaven or whatever, and what if one of my friends didn't? How happy am I going to be in heaven knowing that a friend of mine is being tortured to shit? Wait, how is that heaven? I mean, so it's like the whole concept is so fraught, but even so, I'd want to know if my pets were coming along.
Oh my! What is that kid's book? Do dogs go to heaven? I think is the title of it, or something like that. I forget.
Well, I know there's a movie called All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Maybe
might have been based on a book, for all I know.
I mean, geez, yeah, that would be interesting if there were an afterlife and all the kitties that had me would end up there with me. God, it would be a little crowded.
But the thing is, I mean, if it's heaven, there's not going to be any kitty litter you got to change.
That's true. That's very, very true.
If you ever get around to it, get a chance to do it, you should watch the show The Good Place. I think you'd find it entertaining.
Okay, I'll write that down and put it somewhere. I'm thinking, where would I have to go to find it?
Well, if I remember right, they're showing it on Netflix, but it might be Amazon. I'm not sure. I'd have to check. But even so, last time I checked, they didn't have the final season, which is okay because the second half of the final season wasn't that great. But even so, it's still worth watching because it's hilarious.
Okay, now Vonner says him might be upset knowing that Billy Craig is not with you either.
Yeah. Oh, hey, they have season 4 on Amazon Prime Video now. Right on. Oh, wait a minute. That's right. If I remember right, most of it is on Netflix, and you have to have Amazon Prime to see the last season. Oh boy.
Yeah.
The hell is that?
Because I mean, yeah, I'm not necessarily going to sign up for the Netflix and or the Amazon Prime or any. Hey, I've come to the position where I'm just giving up on baseball. I've just got there, so I'm having a hard time going any further than that so far.
Let's see. Okay, so it is on the Netflix. Do they have season 4 yet? No, they don't.
I do not.
Oh well. Still, seasons 1 through 3. I mean, I binge watched the shit out of that show. It was so much fun.
Okay, then it might be worth giving it a shot and look around and see if I can find it and everything else, and we'll see what we can do. Um,
Yeah.
you
Do
know,
you know
like
the premise?
you were describing it to me at one time, something about you could go to the good place or the bad place, and then somebody dies and finds themselves in the good place, and it's like, whoops, I wasn't supposed to be here. Something like that.
Basically, yeah. And then things start to go really, really sideways. It's absolutely hilarious and just gets weirder and weirder as it goes. I hate to say I disagree with the ending. I really do. But other than that, it was a great show.
Okay then.
Uh, uh,
Move beef.
yeah.
Oh my. Okay, 7 concurrent viewers. We're not doing all that badly.
I have to wonder, like, how much of the anti-rocks or babies or atheists people are doing it just out of pride. Like, I don't want to be in the same category. I'm better than that. I thought through my atheism, and therefore I deserve to be the real atheist. Like a no true Scotsman argument kind of thing.
Okay.
You know, you're not really an atheist because you didn't choose your atheism. You know, you're not a thinking being, therefore you don't get to, and it's like, okay, so I guess Scotsmen don't put sugar on their porridge?
I guess not.
It doesn't make any sense the way they try to do it. It's so, I don't know.
I easy on my note to knowing. Really, I don't. I mean, I don't care how you get there. What you believe and what you do with it mean more. That last one, what you do with it, means more to me than anything else. But I'm thinking, and I'm thinking, and I'm thinking, and I'm thinking, and I'm thinking that no, I don't think it's a matter of pride with me, but it's merely a, how does this fit in here? Like I say, the biped as a clade versus something that walks on 2 feet. I don't know.
I don't know. I still say there's some elitism going on. Maybe not necessarily with you, but like those people whose names kind of rhyme with Cleve McSplay.
Oh my, the thought processes that go through that head. I don't think I will ever understand. I really won't. I'm even, I don't know, I hate to say it, but I'm even starting to wonder about Aaron. He really reared his ugly head on that question last couple days.
That's not a problem with Aaron Ra. I mean, just because people might find this to be a fraught issue doesn't call them into question.
No, I mean, I'm probably taking it the wrong way. To me, it appeared like, this is the way it is, and fuck you.
Well, honestly, I mean, I can understand getting to that point. I mean, because this argument's been going around and around and around. That's why today's video, when I was discussing Pascal's wager, I decided not to even bother refuting the argument because that's been done 1,000 times before, but to point out all of the really horrible, horrible parts about it. Like the things that are implied about God and God's attitude towards humanity by Pascal's wager.
Oh, yeah. And then, of course, you have all the other things that can go, sideways. Okay, believe in the God and just to be on the safe side and everything else. And you die and you find out that, oops, I had the wrong God.
Well, no, I mean, even above and beyond that, I mean, just think about a God who has the or else going on, believe or else you go to hell kind of thing. But I'm also going to hide. So you have to use faith to come to the right conclusion about which religion is the right religion and blah, 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 blah. And it's not just a life or death proposition. It's a good eternity or torture eternity equation here. And it's like, what kind of an asshole God does that? You know, I mean, I know a lot of Christians will not even consider the possibility that their God is the villain of the story. But I keep pointing out, if a human was pulling the same shenanigans, they'd definitely be the villain.
Oh, sure. And I've always asked these religionists of all stripes, really, but Christians mostly, because okay, this is the U.S. and we're surrounded by Christians. But how do you tell the difference? Okay, I'm going to tell you the word of my God, as it was revealed to me. How do you know that's the word of that God, and not something that came out of my own head? This is my point.
Yeah.
There might not even be well, I shouldn't say might not be. There probably is not a God involved at all.
But I mean, again, because this is still sounding like debunking, the wager itself. I was trying to focus on just how dickish a lot of it is.
Oh yeah.
I mean, at one point, the guy actually made a comparison saying, like, what if there were two companies? And one company said, invest in this, and no matter what, you can't lose. If the business goes under, you get your money back. And if it doesn't, you get, like, billions upon billions of dollars. And he's like, any investor would invest in that company. And I'm like, no. Most investors would look at that company and say, this is a scam. This has to be a scam. There's no way there's a no risk investment. It's not possible, And so it's like, and people in the comment section were actually like, did he just describe believing in God as a Ponzi scheme? So, I mean,
there's somebody I don't see very often. Hi, Anna. Cutie. Oh my, oh my, oh my.
I don't know. For some reason, my brain is going, na 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 na, na na. N-A-N-A, goodbye. Anyway, so something you should sing if we kicked you out, which we're probably not going to do, but hey, N-A-N-A, goodbye. It sounds like you're kicking someone out, doesn't it?
It does, indeed. I'm trying to think if there was somebody who did something like that before kicking somebody on a channel. I don't know. I cannot remember for the life of me.
Well, there's a space opera group on Facebook that I'm part of, and there's a bunch of rules like there are in a lot of Facebook groups, including don't bring present day politics into it. This is about sci-fi, you chuckleheads. And whenever someone breaks that rule too many times, there's always an orbital strike. The mods of the page will say so-and-so's name, you were warned twice, and now we're sending you into the darkest depths of space, katow, 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 with like an animated GIF or something of the Death Star, maybe. And so that is how people are often kicked out of that particular group for discussing taboo topics. It's not, singing, hey, 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 goodbye, but it's the sci-fi equivalent of doing that.
Okay, then. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not looking well enough, N-A-N-A. I know there are many times I have a window over the side chat, and it amazes me that I actually do, because I got a second monitor, partly to be able to see the other, the side chat without anything in front of it, and they still have shit in front of it. So, I don't know. I is just a poo-poo. That is what I am. That is what I is. I is a poo-poo. Oh, look, there's a tail. There is a Columbia tail. Yes.
Yeah. She is weirdly timid about claiming my lap. I don't know why, but like she has to be. Well, if you coax her, she'll sometimes decide no. But if you're completely indifferent, she'll decide no. It's the right amount of attention and inattention that gets her to actually board the lap. Where Xander is just a brazen little shit and jumps in the lap whenever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, the little one actually came into my lap for a while a couple days ago, and that surprised the heck out of me, because she usually doesn't spend all that much time here. It's usually walking across it or otherwise being a little shit. What can I tell you? Oh my!
Columbia is going to town on the Krellbow as she usually does.
Oh God! I'm looking above the monitors.
I'm glad I taste good to you, kitty, but now my arm is full of cat spit.
Oh, I don't know. Now I'm looking above the monitors, and damn it, doing that has me looking out the studio window, and unfortunately it's rather dark out there. It's not midnight dark, but it's definitely twilight, and it's only 7:30 p.m. Oh
Well,
man,
it's pretty summer afternoon out there.
Well, yeah, but it's 4:30 where you are.
And it's in Southern California. That makes a difference.
Yes, it do. Oh my, oh my, oh my. I don't know. Well, I'll just go ahead and get accustomed to crying, and I'll just go ahead and do that until spring comes.
Yeah, the whole lockdown thing is really starting to get to me.
Uh-huh.
There have been a couple of times I've been this close to pulling my comfort movie off the shelf. I haven't watched it in almost 4 years. There was a time when if I was getting depressed, The Wedding Singer was about the only thing that would pull me out of it. I don't know why. Probably because of the 80s part of it, because it's set in the 80s. But even so, it's come close just because I'm so freaking lonely right now. My gaming group, I never get to see them, never get to see any of my other friends, and I'm just like, I love my cats, but not that much.
Yeah, I mean there are certain things that the kitties are just incapable of doing, and yeah, you miss that shit. Um,
Mind you, I also never get licked by my friends, which is probably for the best, especially the way Columbia is doing it. I mean, oh my gosh, you think I was a salt lick the way she's going to town.
oh my, shut up, Clarion. Anyway.
I got to use a phrase I stole from George Carlin in my most recent video.
Oh boy!
It's one of my, yes, yodeling in the gully. I love that term. I don't know why. It slays me. It's kind of like, in Life of Brian, when he's trying to tell his mom how proud he is of being Jewish, and he does it by proudly owning every racial slur there is about Jewish people.
Okay.
Right? And in that, one of the ones he says, and I've never heard it anywhere else, but it makes me laugh so fucking hard, is Red Sea pedestrian. That slays me. Oh, beautiful. Like I'm partly Jewish, both biologically and my adoptive parents, and I think that's hilarious. I would describe myself in that fashion and would totally not be offended by it because I think that's awesome. But apparently it's a slur.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean, and it just sounds too cute to be a slur,
Yeah, I'm amused by it big time.
I mean, there are some of the single syllable things that I can say, okay, yeah, I get that they are slurs, but oh well, and they even sound like slurs.
Yeah. There's one that, honestly, I do not understand its origins. I don't know what it's trying to say beyond the slur that I know it is. But I remember I was watching a movie, and I don't remember what movie it is, but I want to say it had a bunch of guys who were either in the army or on a sports team. And at one point, one of the guys, has an argument with a Jewish dude, and he's trying to, insult the guy while he's emptying out his locker or something. And he keeps saying that the guy is a kite, like something you fly. Let's go fly. And eventually the Jewish guy hears it and he just walks up and corrects him. He goes, oh, and it's fill in the K word there, and walks away. Well, and I don't know what the hell movie that was, but I know I saw it ages ago.
And that happens to be the slur I had in mind because I don't know where that comes from either.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's out there. It's been out there for a very long time, but where does that come from? I could
I'm
understand
sure you
some of
could
the
find it if you
others.
looked it up, but
I mean, I could understand the first syllable of another ethnic adjective used in the holy book to describe these people.
hmm. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Okay.
The one that begins with an H. Yeah.
Yeah. The
That
one where if you added brew on the end of it, you'd have at
you'd
least a
have the whole
language.
thing. Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Yeah, and I get where that can be used as a slur. Yeah. Just like the Italian tire. The sound that it makes when it goes flat. Begins with a W.
Oh, that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing that's kind of weird is like, I think some of the racial slurs we have in the United States are not used the same way in Britain.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Okay.
there's this one I kept encountering. I want to say it was in Faulty Towers, but it might have been Blackadder and it might have been both. But if you picture a 24-hour period that has gone by, the slur would be that a day goes by.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that that was applied to a different group of people in the British show I saw than we would use it here in the United States.
Okay. The only group to which I know that being applied here in the U.S. is the Italians. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I heard them using it for Spaniards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I don't even know what the slur is supposed to mean. I mean, I don't know how that relates to Italians in any way,
I don't
let alone
either.
the Spanish.
I really don't. I am just for the heck of it
I
going to
mean,
try to look that
not
one
that
up.
not that it big time matters, just because, like, I could point to biscuits and cookies, fries and chips and all of that. So it's not like we don't already have terms where we use them differently here versus there. But even so, that one struck me as odd that they were using it that way.
Now, this is interesting. I looked up the etymology there, and
Hmm.
it seems that the application to Spaniards came before the application to Italians. At least by this little thing here. They have mid-19th century from the Spanish given name Diego, equivalent to
Oh.
James. So how it came to be applied to Italians, I don't know. But when I was growing up, it was definitely applied to them. Yeah, I did not know it. I did not know at all of it being applied to those. And well, here's the other thing. I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking that when they're saying it's applied to the Spanish, when it's applied to the Spaniards, I'm thinking the Castilian Spanish rather than Hispanic, because there are many much words for that group of people when I was growing up that were not this particular word.
Well, I've never heard it applied to Hispanics in general, just to people from Spain.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not to those of the Castilian subgroup, which is, in the European Spaniards. I know of
Well, I don't know about Castilian, but if you want to say like South and Central America versus Spain, okay. It's just, I don't know the term you're using.
Yeah, there's a term that I'm familiar with from my youth, from my childhood, that I really don't hear anymore, which is kind of nice. But it stems from the alleged propensity of these people hanging onto the undersides of automobiles that are crossing the
No,
Rio
no,
Grande.
no, hold on, rewind. We never said anything about that.
No,
No, it
I'm
was the
saying that's a
Castilian.
term I do know about.
Oh, oh, okay. No, but I mean, I don't know this Castilian thing. I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Oh, that's European Spanish.
So just say European. That's the word everyone would know.
Moo. Well, I mean, the first one, well, I know I'm weird. The first one that comes to my mind is, Castile. But, oh well.
Mm.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm looking
Colombia.
here and I don't see any of these things. Okay, here's one of them.
Hmm.
What does it mean to be called this or that? Substitute the appropriate words. So that seems to be lumping the two of them together as far as Italians are concerned.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't have enough context.
What does it mean to be called the word that begins with W or the one we were just talking about? Is it offensive?
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, every Italian American knows what these things mean. So they're lumping them together here for Italians. That's the one reference I see where the Italians were the referent. All the others were Spanish.
Okay. Where are you looking?
This is called, it's a site called wait a minute, livingwithabroadintuscany.blogspot.com.
Yeah, that's not where you go looking. You go to Urban Dictionary for this stuff. It says here, a racial slur for an Italian or person of Italian heritage. It is often said that this term comes from without papers or working on pavement, but it actually comes from the Italian word guapo, meaning a swaggerer, pimp, or ruffian.
Okay.
See, this is why you go to Urban Dictionary for this stuff.
Yeah, okay, here it is. I see it now. Yeah, referring to Italians, people of Italian origin, and sometimes Spaniards and Portuguese. But all the other
Oh, wait a sec.
What?
Well, remember the other one we were looking for that's like Diego without an I?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It is from Diego. Okay. But it says racist slur of someone of Italian heritage. Oy. Huh. They're saying here that Diego was Christopher Columbus's son.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, well, this comes from someone who's trying to claim it's not derogatory. Says, it is not derogatory if you're educated and realize from where and why that terminology originated. It has nothing to do with being paid as the day goes.
Oh, jeez.
All right.
Okay. I mean, even when I was young, I knew that it was a slur, and there was a whole set of jokes that were built around that term, as well as around terms for other ethnicities. I mean, the ethnicity of the people in at least half of my adoptive family had jokes built around them too. There were the Polish jokes, except we used a different term.
Yeah, sorry, I had to look up because I've like known off and on and heard multiple stories for the origin of the word dyke.
Ah.
And yeah, that's the problem is I'm seeing it from so many different There is a disagreement But yeah, a type of water stopping dam is sort of where I thought it was from. Because, well, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, it the origin is not well defined.
Yeah, and on this Google search page here, they say it stems from the 40s, so it's relatively recent, allegedly.
Well, I'm seeing one here that says probably a shortening of morphodike, dialectical garbling of hermaphrodite, but Bulldiker engaged in lesbian activities is attested from 1921. And a source from 1896 lists dyke as slang for the vulva.
Oh, all
How
right then.
odd. Oh,
Oh my.
the origins are not well defined.
Okay, use over time. Yeah, there's a chart with the use of Bulldike over time. Zero usage in 1800 seems to have spiked in about 1825, then back to almost zero, and then from 1950 on to what looks like about 1990 or 2000, it seems to have spiked then, and it's on its way back down.
Well, that's the thing, though, is if you just look up Bulldike, you're not going to get an accurate picture.
Mm-hmm.
Because that, like, much like agnostic, apistivist, atheists, that's a subcategory, like a fairly deeply nested subcategory.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm a cow. Can't you see that I live in the country? Anyway, um,
What?
oh my. There's a little video that's been on YouTube for years and years about this guy with his little song, and it got animated. The song "I'm a cow, can't you see that I live in the country?" And it's about Farmer Brown getting really weird with his farm animals, and it ends with a cow driving a truck with Farmer Brown's wife in the passenger seat, and the license plate reads Bull Dyke. Yeah.
Well, you know the joke about well, it's about a guy going back to Scotland to visit it, and he's going around with a friend who keeps telling him like all his accomplishments. But does anyone remember? No, no one ever remembers. You know that one?
I'm not sure if I remember that particular one.
Well, okay, so the way it goes is it's like, guy goes to visit the old country after being in the United States for ages, living in the city. And he meets his friend, I forget his name. It's probably just something like Angus MacLeod. I don't know. And they're walking around, right? And the guy's like, oh, wow, I remember this field. Man, we used to play in that field all the time. And Angus MacLeod's like, oh, let me tell you about that field. I used to till that field with my own hands year in, year out. But does anyone remember? No, no one
I think I know where this is going, but I think I know a different version. Keep going.
Yeah, they keep doing stuff like that, where it's like, oh, remember this forest? We used to climb the trees there. Let me tell you about this forest. I used to chop things down for firewood to heat the whole town, helped everyone out. But does anyone remember? No, no one ever remembers. They go through about 5, 6, 7 of these. And then he's like, does anyone remember? No, no one ever remembers. But if you fuck just one sheep.
Yes. Yep, that's where I thought it was headed. Yeah, there's another version of, but suck one cock.
Well, there was, the reason I chose Angus MacLeod for the guy's name is I wrote a limerick a while back. A Scotsman named Angus MacLeod thought he was quite well endowed. He'd lift up his kilt to show how he was built, no matter how unreceptive the crowd.
Okay then, there you go. Oh my, oh my. Oh, look at that. It can cure.
You know, I once tried to tell a story entirely in limerick form, and while it was an interesting idea, after a while it gets really annoying. Just the cadence of the limerick is something that should be done once, like no more than once every, let's say, 15 minutes, right? Because if you do it too many times, it starts to really get irritating.
Mm-hmm. And then there's Italian lyric poetry. Oh, my word.
And then there's Klingon opera.
Which opera?
Klingon.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Another one. Is that the only place that turned up, or were there more episodes where Klingon opera turned up?
Sorry, say that again?
Was there only the one episode where the Klingon opera turned up, or were there more? I remember the one with Worf and the barmaid singing the Klingon opera.
Then no, there was more than one for sure.
Okay.
Mm.
Oh my, all kinds of good stuff, yes. Oh my, oh, what do we have here? Oh, from Vonrek, Unheard Voices, Stories of LGBT History, Anti-Defamation League. And then a link. I might actually have to look at that.
A link? I don't see a link.
In the side chat.
Well, I see a URL, but that's definitely not the hero of Legend of Zelda.
Okay.
You've never played Legend of Zelda, have you?
No, I don't think so.
The main character is named Link.
Ah, de la Costa. And no, I don't know what that means.
Yes, you know exactly what that means.
Okay, let's see now. Hang on. Open link, bookmark, save link. I'll save link, yes.
So those weird little colored things near your, I guess that would probably be your left side. Those medicine containers, like weekly medicine container, or what is that over there? The purple and blue and
You mean
it's a book. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is my drug supply.
Okay, just curious. I've been staring at that thing going, it's one of two things, and I don't know which, so, yeah.
Yeah, this has 4 times during the day. It has morning, noon, evening, and bedtime. I use only 3 of them, and it's partitioned off for the days of the week. And then it does me no good because I still forget to take the stuff. And what can I tell you?
Well, it helps because, like, with my brain meds, I synchronize taking those with feeding the cats because I'm supposed to take 2 doses a day, and they're supposed to be like spread out across the day. So I figure when I wake up, I do my business and get some coffee started and feed the cats. And like after I feed the cats, immediately after feeding them, I take the brain meds. And then when it comes to dinner time, I take the brain meds and then feed the cats.
Okay, then. All right. I don't know.
So,
maybe I should feed her.
That really helps keep me regular as far as taking meds is concerned.
Okay, then maybe I should feed her 3 times a day then. I don't know. I'd still forget. Oh, my
I'm starting
Lord.
to suspect that Colombia is stealing Xander's food.
Oh.
Well, I mean, because sometimes I just feed them, and I sit down for a minute or two, and then I get back up, and I see, like, her at his bowl. I'm like, that isn't okay. I may have to actually start feeding them in different parts of the apartment completely. Like, I thought they were separated enough. There's about 6 or so feet between their bowls. I might have to start feeding Xander, like, in that corner back there.
You know what scares me a little bit is you may have to feed one in the kitchen and the other in the bedroom with the door closed. One of those deals.
Well, maybe. But if Xander is eating somewhere that I can more easily monitor, it might be easier.
Okay.
Then again, he might flip out because, cats don't like change all that much.
Right, yeah, they usually prefer banknotes. I'll be over there.
Okay, you
Oh.
know one thing that's deeply frustrating is when someone tries to engage you in a conversation where you didn't even know the topic existed. I was on my message or my comment section a while back, or maybe it was Facebook, I don't remember, but someone was trying to make reference to some alleged coin shortage. And apparently that was a thing that was going around where like someone said that China had bought our coin mints and wasn't minting change anymore or some shit. I don't know. It was something really fucked up and I hadn't heard it before. And they were treating the conversation as if I already knew it, as if I already knew that this had happened.
Oh, okay. Are you speaking of a coin shortage here in the U.S.?
Apparently.
I do know that, okay, the local Squall has signs at all of the registers, um, card purchases only, and um, there is a coin shortage on. Please pay with cards if possible. And I guess the whole thing is that because of the cerveza virus, there are fewer people working at the mint, and there are not as many coins being minted. I think that's allegedly the explanation. No, I don't know how well it works.
But allegedly China had something to do with it somehow. I don't know. I was mystified.
That one
and
I hadn't
also,
heard.
Like completely and utterly without context. And no matter how much I tried to tell them, I had no idea what the frig they were talking about. I was finally like, look, assume I know exactly zero and start from the beginning. And even then, it took them a while to actually like give me enough information for me to see the big picture.
Okay, because I cannot see China buying the mints. They are arms of the
I don't
federal
know if that was their
government.
explanation. I don't remember exactly, but the point was that they were starting at 5 when I was maybe at 0.25. And I was like, you got to start at the beginning here because I'm out of the loop. And I think the fact that I was as out of the loop as I was something they weren't prepared to consider.
Okay, then.
You know, I was like, but I really honestly am lost here. Help me out. And like start at step 1. I don't know. It was difficult.
Oh my, oh my, oh my. And then, of course, the way the stories get started and have no basis in fact at all and everything. And somebody must be, eating Jimson weed or something when they come up with it. And it's a matter of where do they even get this shit? Oh, what do we have?
Yeah.
Oh, look.
Well, oh, hey, it's the mom NATO and she's muted.
Do I know you? Have I seen you somewhere before?
Hello, I shouldn't be muted.
Well, you were, but now you're not.
No, you're not. Hi, honey.
Ugh. Hi, I'm so tired.
Why?
My mom had that lump removed from her left breast today, and I've spent all day over there with her.
Oh.
Is she all lopsided now?
Huh?
Is she all lopsided now?
No, it's not that big, but she said it didn't look like a fibro whatever. She thinks it's a tumor.
I see.
Yes. But the good news is I came home to find a package on my porch.
Oh, boy.
Ew. Oh, not that kind of package. Okay, go on.
My health insurance gives you reward points for doing stuff on their website and for keeping up on your health care and stuff. So I had saved up in the last year and a half almost 1,500 points. So I went ahead and got a baking dish, 14 by 9 inch porcelain enameled cast iron baking dish for free.
Oh,
With my
wow.
points. Yes.
Yay.
By Cuisinart.
Actually, it's funny you should mention the company that I've been dealing with that wants to get solar panels going for me has had delay after delay after delay, and now I have to fill out like all the forms again because they've expired and all this crazy shit. And I said, okay, for the convenience, we'll send you a free meal through like Instacart or whatever the fuck it is, DoorDash. So like the other night I had pork fried rice and kung pao chicken, just, thanks to the solar company. How cool is that?
Yay! All
Cool.
right.
But yeah, this thing is so heavy. I was holding the box down, and Tornado had to actually pull the box with the cast iron baking dish out of the box with 2 hands. It's that heavy.
And
Empty.
it wouldn't go, and then all of a sudden it went and everyone flew across the room.
Yes, just
Yes.
about.
Oh man, I've
But
dealt
this
with
thing
those.
is really nice. The only thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to make sure that the edges at the top stay oiled,
Yeah.
because that part does not have the enameled porcelain on it, so it has to remain seasoned or it will rust,
Right.
which will damage the dish. So no putting it in the dishwasher, even though it says it's dishwasher safe.
No. You definitely season it. You know, a little paprika, some garlic.
It is the perfect baking dish for lasagna. It is 4 inches deep,
Wow! Yay!
and it's 14 by 9 inches.
That is a nice piece of equipment you got there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just slam that entire baby right into the oven.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you realize that what you guys just said, the last 2 or 3 sentences, could be taken so very, very wrong.
Yes. That's half the fun. So I get to take Mom to another doctor's appointment tomorrow, and then I probably have to do her yard on Thursday. It's going to be such a busy week.
What?
Don't wanna.
Take her for an appointment to have
Another doctor.
the work checked over and make sure it was done right?
No, that's next week.
Oh, okay.
No, she has another doctor's appointment, and they don't want her driving or moving her left arm too much for the next week because of where the lump
where the
was removed
incision
from
is
was
and
on
everything.
the side. Yeah.
Mhm, yeah.
So is she just going to play with herself with her right hand then instead?
I guess. Yeah.
You guys are so weird.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, that's okay.
I don't know. I just it made sense.
You know, this is the darn
It was a
thing,
little
though.
like off color, but it made sense.
Were
I
I
wonder.
to have a procedure that denied me the use of my right arm for some period of time, I'd be all screwed up because my left arm isn't worth shit.
Well, see, I'm a lefty, so actually, if my right arm was disabled, I'd learn to cope. Although my trackball mouse is right-handed, so that would take some serious coping.
Yeah, moo. Oh my. I don't know.
And that's why I'm glad I don't have a trackball mouse.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be just as bad with a regular mouse, but still.
That's funny. That is funny. No, this thing is actually, you can not only use it in the oven, you can use it on the stovetop.
Oh yes. I mean, you can put cast iron just about
Yes.
anywhere. You can put cast
Yeah.
iron in a bonfire and it will work.
Yes, you can put it in a campfire.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And speaking of which, are we having another bonfire?
Not as far as I know, sweetheart.
I mean, I talked Grandma into doing one the last time.
No.
Yeah, but I don't think Grandma's going to be in the mood for it this time.
No, bonfire, that's Beirut.
No, she has
Yeah.
a one of those outdoor I want to say it's outdoor fire pit
Oh, okay.
that is movable, because it's a round metal thing with grating in the bottom, so the ashes fall through.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, and that's out in the middle of her yard.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a
So-
place for one of those, darn it. I mean, there's a...
I have the room, I just don't have one.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
there's a
I'm
yard
using
out
my
there.
stovetop grill now.
What was
I'm
it?
using my stovetop grill now.
Oh, I saw that.
I mean, not right now, but
I saw
yeah.
that picture you shot of the steak. Boy, that looked tasty.
Oh, so you've got a stovetop grill now. Ooh.
yeah.
I didn't get to see a picture of your steak.
Oh, is
Well,
that a ribeye steak?
on tweeters, because if we're friends on the tweeters, you'd see it.
I don't have tweet. I don't use Twitter.
Well,
that's why
here
it's
it is.
difficult to get hold
I-
of you.
Day and a half, I had marinated this in barbecue sauce.
Oh, yeah, that looks really good.
Yeah, and like the drip tray here catches all the stuff that comes off of it, but the flame is directly under
Neath
that
it.
part right there. Yeah,
Right.
it got
It
the
was still
job
cooking
done.
at that point, so
Yes.
yes.
And I mean, it got the job done. It was not the worst steak I've ever had. It
Yeah.
wasn't remarkable, but it was
Mhm.
it did it. Also, because I'd marinated it so long, it was
soft and
really
tender.
tender, really tender.
I have 2 T-bones that I'm pondering cooking in that baking dish.
Okay,
Can you
then.
imagine how that would be? Oh yeah.
You know,
Put
I've
the
never
stove
had.
on broil.
I've never had a baked steak.
Well, you don't really bake it. If you have a broiler, it works out really well. But I don't have a broiler, so I have to improvise.
Okay, fine.
I don't have. I should say I don't have a broiling dish.
Uh-huh.
I wish I did. I'll have to save up some money and buy one. And that would be really nice to have because I like broiled steak. Because you can do barbecue on a broiler too.
Yes. Yeah.
And that would be better, but that's okay. I can still kind of sort of do it with the baking dish.
I
Well, did
sometimes
I
think.
tell you about the like how I had gotten the barbecue pork fried rice thing wrong because I had taken the name of it too literally?
Yes.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like baking it instead, or I guess broiling it. I don't really know the difference, frankly.
Hmm. Okay, baking, you're not going to get as much color on it, and you don't risk burning it as much.
Yeah, I meant what you do.
Baking cooks from the bottom up, and broiling cooks from the bottom down, or the top down.
I
And
see.
you're more likely to sear something with broiling because the temperature gets hotter.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, broiling, what would that be, like grilling from the other side?
You can hear
Well,
the cat
you know what I
fighting over
really-
the box.
You know what I really wish I had, frankly, was a spit.
Ah.
I at one time had a toaster oven with a spit in it.
Years ago,
Unfortunately,
I
I
had one
left
of
it
those.
behind. What was that, Diana?
Years ago, I had one of those, and when I say years
Yeah.
ago, I mean years ago, long time.
Well, I left it behind in the trailer I lived in because, reasons.
Yeah, I wouldn't have any place to keep
Reasons.
it at this point.
Reasons with 6 legs and crawling.
Okay, then.
Roaches.
Yeah,
Yes.
this thing was. When was this around? In the 70s, I think. It was basically a dish, if you will, with an electric element, and then the spit was mounted. You know, the whole rotisserie arrangement was on the 2 ends of the thing, and you had the spit. And, yeah, you could do a
Yep.
tiki on there, and it would be okay, and it would work out pretty well. But yeah, I haven't had one of those in a very, 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 very long time. I don't have any place to keep any of this stuff anymore. That's the darn thing. And something that I would use like maybe, 3 or 4 times a year, you wonder, okay, is it really worth having it? Because now I've got to keep it somewhere when I'm not using it. Just the way it is
Yeah,
with my
that's
deep fryer. And then there's this cat. Well, I don't know. I could keep the deep fryer around because I could deep fry the cat. I could.
Yeah, I can think of much better ways to eat pussy.
Yeah.
Oh, they wrapped this thing in bubble wrap too, so now I have bubble wrap to pop.
It's funny because a lot of that bubble wrap is made in China. And I wonder how much of that air has COVID in it.
Oh
I
my.
don't
Yes,
think
you'll get the
so.
Kung flu and all the
Oh,
Right.
That Brezhnev.
That would be a horrible, horrible thing, wouldn't it?
That
I actually
would.
had this like weird idea of how to be a very strange sort of terrorist. Like, get a job in the factory that makes the glue that they put on envelopes so that people, and then a day or two later they drop dead because of the poison that was on the sticky thing.
Right.
And then put a note out there. Yeah, people are going to keep dying if you don't do what I say. And I'm not telling you how they're getting killed, but this is all me doing it. I could totally see a movie made out of that.
Yeah.
Or an episode of one of those CSI shows.
I don't think that would last very long because not many people really use envelopes nowadays.
Yeah, they do.
You'd be
they
surprised. Every person who pays a bill that is not paid online tends to send bills through the mail or envelopes to family, cards.
Yes. Now I am seeing the press to seal envelopes beginning to make an appearance.
I would not be surprised at this point because with COVID, you never know.
Yeah.
But I never liked.
I remember what it was. There was like a TV show or something I saw a while back where people were getting suspicious packages in the mail, where what they do is they would open it, and opening it would trigger the thing that pops the balloon that has the stuff go goosh into their face. And the stuff, of course,
I know what
that sounds like a NCIS episode.
Nah, this was from Yonks before that show even existed.
Well, yeah, I'm sure. It's not the first time.
If you look at what's happening now,
those things that they do where like people rob a bank or whatever, and while the robber's not looking, the teller slips that canister of blue paint in there.
Dye pack, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
which stains all the money and.
I've seen people make videos of building devices to foil porch pirates that operate on that.
Mark Rober.
Forge pirates?
I thought she said porch pirates.
Porch pirates, yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Are you familiar
I don't
with the
have
concept?
porch pirates, thankfully.
So, okay, one thing that's never happened to me, and honestly, I've only ever heard of it happening in TV and comics and shit, is the flaming bag of dog poop on the porch. Right? Now, I don't know about you, but my first instinct would not be to try to stomp it out. My first instinct would be to kick it off the porch.
Yes.
My first instinct would be water.
Well, yeah, but that's running away, and it gives time for it to burn stuff before you get back. No, my first thought was, oh, bag on fire, punt. Right into the street. It's not going to burn anything, and I certainly aren't going to be, stomping it out. And once it's in the street and not around anything flammable, then I go for the water.
See, I have a concrete porch, so...
Oh, well,
not
still.
to worry then, yeah.
Yeah.
Mom also has a concrete house.
Yeah.
Who's my little kitty food? Oh, you went and stepped on the... Oh, you did. Columbia, you little rat bastard.
What'd she step on?
Well, again, the button that turns on my VR machine is on top of the computer, and she tends to step on it. So,
Yeah,
Now your VR.
I made that mistake with the machine I'm using right now. The on-off switch is at the top of the case, and the little one, not so much anymore, but she used to get up there quite a bit and turn the thing on, or happily you need to confirm turning it off. So this thing is running right now. I'll hit the switch and do you want to hibernate or turn it off or whatever? And it's like, no, damn you, filthy,
No, I have the opposite problem. My computer's power button switch is on the front of my machine, and it used to be Shadow would walk between my feet and my desk, underneath the desk, and he would turn the machine off because he brushed too close to the power button as he was trying to cuddle up to my feet.
Okay, then.
So, inevitably, the pets turn things on and off.
Yeah, but that's not such a great thing when you're in VR.
I know.
I mean, the number of times where I'm in the middle of a game, I'm playing against somebody, and all of a sudden the entire world goes black.
Yeah.
Oh, it's even less of a good thing when the cat decides to step on something that almost catches the whole fucking house on fire.
Oh yes, there was that one time.
Oh.
And I have to say, my cats, both of them, although more Columbia than Xander, have unerring clit and nipple aim when I'm lying in bed. If they want to get from one side of me to the other, they will step on one, if not all, of the above.
Yeah. No, we in an old house we had the stove that we were renting. The stove had the buttons on the top of the back of the stove. It's old-fashioned push-button type stove. I don't know how else to explain it.
On the top of the back.
Okay, you know how you've got the splash guard on the stove?
Yeah.
Most people have the knobs there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the rim on the top of that had the buttons for the burners.
Okay.
Don't ask me why. It was a stupid fucking design. And we had a sandwich maker sitting on top of the stove because I was getting ready to do dishes and I had set it off to the side because there was a power plug there and I didn't want to risk getting shocked. Well, one of the cats went walking across the top of the stove, turned the burner on partially, and of course caught the sandwich maker on fire. Yeah, thankfully Talon was going into the kitchen. He's like, "Mom, the stove's on fire," in that tone of voice.
Sounds like how I told my mom there was a bunny under the bed that time.
And he was very calm about it. And I'm like, "What? Mom, the stove is on fire." "What are you talking about?" "Mom, the house is going to catch on fire." So I go into the kitchen and like, "Oh, shit." So first instinct, grab the sandwich maker and dump it in the sink. It was ruined anyway, so...
Yeah, right.
That's not exactly how I remember it.
That's exactly how it was, Talon.
Mom, the way I remember it was I was thirsty. I was going to go to the bathroom to get a drink, as in fill a cup in from the tap, and then I noticed a sandwich maker on fire. It's like, oh shit, fire on the sandwich maker.
No, that's not what you said. You were just like, "Mom, the stove's on fire."
I could see Talon being that calm about that.
Well, he was only about, 6, Talon?
I don't really remember, 6 or 7.
Yeah, he wasn't very old, so...
And didn't you put it out by putting, water on it? Like dumping water on it?
No, I put it in the sink and then turned the water on. So I guess yes, but it was in the sink at the time.
I know I've told the story about when I saw a bunny under my bed, and I said it almost in exactly the same tone. I was like, "Mom, there's a bunny under my bed," just like that. But I mean, obviously it was less remarkable because it wasn't an emergency, but still.
Right. How did the bunny get in the house?
Our cat had killed it and dragged it upstairs when no one saw her.
Oops.
Oh, no.
She was a vicious hunter.
The poor pony.
Well, I mean, but actually, when you think about it, what it says is that my cat loves me apparently, because she dragged it into my room. Yeah, so.
That sounds like my cat Smokey killing the rat and then getting my attention and not leaving me alone until he got to show me his little prize.
Little prize.
It was a big fucking rat. It was a mama rat, and from the tip of its nose to the very end of its tail, it was the length of my forearm. It was a big
Yay!
Rat. And it was a mama rat that was pregnant.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
And Loki took her out with
Smokey, not Loki.
Or Smokey took her out with extreme prejudice.
Yes. I mean, we heard him taking this thing out because we're sitting in the living room watching TV, and all of a sudden we hear this thump, 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 thud, thump, skitter, thump, squeal. thump, thump. We're like, what the fuck? Because I thought I had a baby raccoon in the house that had climbed up through the vents and stuff.
Okay, then.
Because it was an old farmhouse and some of the vents didn't have real good covers that we were working on replacing. But nope, it was a very big, I don't know what kind of rat it was. A field rat is the only thing I can think of. Because this thing was not small. And
wasn't it bigger than Smokey?
Yes, it was bigger than the cat that caught it. Smokey was only like 4 or 5 months old when he caught this thing.
And he was a vicious predator.
He was a hunter to the extreme, and that is the only time in the entire 4 years that he lived with us, because he disappeared one day, that he ever left a carcass. After that, we never saw a single mouse that he killed, but he was definitely killing them because you could hear him chasing them.
Oh, so they were becoming dinner?
Yes.
Okay.
He had been, somebody had tossed him outside, and I don't know how long he had been living on the streets. So, but he was a very friendly cat. He was unusually friendly for a street cat.
Well, you didn't look or smell like dinner. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I didn't expect him to go after the rat that quick. We'd only had him in the house for like 24 hours.
Not even then.
And he went after it and killed it. And it's like I said, the only time he ever left a carcass, it was like he was saying, thank you for taking him in.
Okay.
And the thing about Smokey is he loved to come up to me, and his idea of going to sleep was to climb up onto my chest and perch on my shelf.
Okay, then.
He when I slept, he would sleep on my hip from my knee up to my hip when I laid down. If I rolled over, he would just crawl along me as I was rolling and lay back down.
Okay, then. Okay.
I have never had another cat like that. If I rolled onto more of my side or more of my stomach with my body pillow, he'd lay along my back. It's the weirdest cat.
Oh, my. Let me think here. Ariel used to do that with my ex.
And Smudge lays along my waist now. If I'm laying on my side, he'll drape himself along my waist, and I hate it.
Columbia would always lie next to me if I was in bed, but she would lie on top of me if I was lying anywhere else. It was weird.
Right.
Like, just for some reason, on top of me and in bed, no.
Right. Well, what I can't understand with Smudge is if I'm laying down and he comes up and he cuddles with me, like say I'm laying on my side, and he'll come up and he'll inch himself up to where he can get at my cheek or my chin. He'll start to mouth he'll scrape the front of his teeth on my jaw or my cheek. He's not trying to bite. It's like he's mouthing at me. And he'll do it a couple of times, and then he'll tuck his head under my chin, and then he'll do it again. And then if I do the same back to him, he stops.
Okay.
And I don't know the meaning behind it. I think it's just saying, hi, Mom, I love you, I'm here. So I've never had another cat do that.
Yeah, well, unfortunately.
Yeah, but Smokey was a vicious little beast.
No, he wasn't. He was cuddly.
Well, in terms of hunting, yes, he was.
Okay, he was the great silver hunter, yes.
I call him Rodent-Spane.
But he was one of those, he wasn't black, he wasn't white, he was one of those deep gunmetal steel gray.
Oh, yes. Like my Merlin.
Yeah, and just and he had the brightest yellow eyes. They weren't amber. They were like sunlight yellow.
Did you see the absolutely scary picture I took of Columbia where a well-timed flash made her look extraordinarily evil?
No, I didn't see that one.
It's fairly recent, and it looks like I photoshopped it, but I totally didn't. Give me a sec here. Copy, image, paste, and present now. A window. Now, keeping in mind that her eyes are actually blue, but because of what this flash did, she kind of looks like
yeah. That is cool.
Yeah. And that is not Photoshop in any way. That is just a flash.
I have to see this.
Interesting.
There is no Columbia. There is only Satan, and I'm here to devour your soul.
Okay. Now it's interesting though that her eyes flashed yellow because I'm more familiar with the eyes flashing green.
Flashing red or green.
Yeah.
It's
Well-
because of the mirror-like stuff in the back of their retinas.
Well, that and honestly, my phone and color do not interact that well. Like, especially if
Okay.
something's bright in any way, it will inevitably change color.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
Well, we had a cat where it had one blue eye and one pink eye.
Well, you just got to get some antibiotics for that pink eye.
His name was Snowball. And he was
Because he was
either a
jet
Persian
black.
or a Himalayan. No, he was pure white. Snowball.
Yeah, well, I just kind of screwed up the delivery of the joke there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, we have a picture of him, and it's the only picture we have of this cat where my brother is a baby, and he is laying stomach down, propped up, and the cat is laying beside him. And it is the one picture that my mom must have gotten, I think she said 20 Gerber baby food offers for that picture. Because he looked so cute. And she turned them all down.
Aw.
Yeah.
How do you get 20 Gerber offers?
They offer you different offers until you say yes, or they decide you're not worth it.
You could have had another, she could have had another Jackie Coogan on her hands, you know?
Yeah. Well, she didn't want to because she was pregnant at the time with me and my sister. So, yeah, she didn't feel like trotting the baby down to wherever they wanted in New York while she was pregnant with twins.
Okay. Sort
I
of
can't
makes
blame her.
sense. Sort of makes sense.
Yeah. I couldn't see traveling on the New York subways pregnant with another baby.
Ugh.
Mm-mm.
I don't know, just
I've been on those subways. They're
I think
Yeah.
pregnancy would be interesting for about 2 days and then I'd be done with it.
if only.
2
Well,
days,
I'm
that
just
long?
saying is like there are so many things in this world where I just want the experience, but I don't necessarily want it to mean anything. Like, what's
Well,
that
you
like? I want to try it once and then like hit the reset button and not do it again. Just retain the knowledge of what it was. Like.
You know, they have suits where you could do that.
No, they don't.
But they don't come
They-
along with the morning sickness.
Well, that and like it's not going to be like, oh, hey, this thing inside me is moving. You know,
No,
if I wanted something that was inside me to
yeah.
move around, I
Okay.
would, I don't know, eat some ethnic
yeah.
food. I don't know.
It kind of starts out like a tickle,
Hmm.
just like little bitty things tickling you from the inside out.
Hmm.
Like an itch you can't scratch.
Hmm.
Mom,
And
please
then-
don't describe how a chest burster comes out of someone's belly.
No, I could. Okay, you weren't a chest burster. You were a stomach burster. Thank you.
Hey!
Well,
Emergency C-section, kid. What do you think they do? They cut me open from the outside in and then pull you out after pulling out my intestines. And then they have to put my intestines back in.
So you got to see your intestines.
No, no.
no,
They had
no, your
surgery-
mom was kind of
surgical
out
drape.
of it at the time.
Oh no, I was awake the whole time.
Oh, you were? Oh my.
They
But
gave
they
me,
didn't dope you up at all?
they gave me a spinal tap. They
Oh.
gave me
Yow.
a spinal. I could not. I was paralyzed from my neck down with my arms stretched out like I was on a cross.
Fun.
No, scary. I don't
And
like
it hurt
being.
like a bitch, didn't it?
No, I couldn't feel anything.
See, that would almost be worse.
The reason it was so scary wasn't the actual being laid out. It's because I was paralyzed. I was having problems breathing
Yeah.
because your lungs are paralyzed too. All of your muscles are paralyzed, so it's
What did
really
they
hard.
intubate you for that?
No, they gave me they just gave me oxygen and fed it in at a high stream. It's the scariest thing to be able to not feel your chest rising and falling, and to be struggling to breathe. And that's why they do it so quickly. They had me in the operating room at midnight and had him out by 12:30.
Yeah, but when did the effect of the spinal anesthesia wear off?
By about 1:00. But they had me laying on my side so my muscles could process a little faster. I hated that. I would rather have stayed on my back. That hurt so fucking much.
Mm.
They wanted me to stay on my left side because my blood pressure was high. And I'm like, my blood pressure's high because you're not giving me any painkillers. I have to wait for a morphine drip because you don't have any available, but you won't give me anything else. But you want me to stay on my side using my muscles to stay on my side after you cut my fucking muscles.
Moo.
And you said
So-
that.
Yes. I was not a happy camper. I hadn't eaten for over 14 hours. I was grumpy, cranky, and in pain. So yes.
Actually, that is something I've been curious about. Do they let you eat during delivery at all?
No.
Why not?
Because if you're actually delivering vaginally and you push, you shit yourself.
Well, I knew that
Well,
part
you do
already.
that
but-
anyway, right?
Yeah,
I
But I
don't
mean,
know.
yes, you do. It's part of it. But I mean, after a while, because I've heard of deliveries that take more than 24 hours, after a while, you're going to get fucking hungry, and ice chips
Yeah.
ain't going to do it.
Mm-mm. They didn't let me eat.
Not
That's-
even ice chips?
Mm-mm. Well, I had ice chips, but and
I mean, I'm
was
not saying I would have
"Ugh."
demanded a burger if I was in your place, but I sure would have said,
Well-
hey, I need something. You know,
Yeah.
saltines even. Just give me something.
Yeah, I wish they would have. I wish. I wanted to, and Paul went out to get me something, and they caught him and said, "Nope, she can't eat that."
Hmm.
So yeah, I was a little unhappy.
Now I remember
And
when I had.
understandably so.
Yeah, well, see, my appointment was at like 9:30 in the morning, and they told me by the time I was out of my appointment that I was being induced, so I had to stay at the hospital until they had a bed available for me. They didn't have a bed available for me until 10 p.m. So I missed lunch, I missed dinner, and I got broth for breakfast.
Broth.
Yes. And I had broth for the next 36 hours until I could actually take a shit.
Mm.
I was decidedly starving by the time we got to get me out of there.
What'd you eat? A burger?
Yes, actually.
I remember that whole clear fluids thing when I was in the ICU after cranial surgery. Yeah, that was a joy, man. It really was.
Yeah, because okay, you're eating something, but your stomach's going, damn it, we're still hungry. Feed us.
Yes, I mean, all I got
We want
was
sustenance.
I got only chicken broth, ginger ale, and
Jello.
say again, huh?
Jello.
Yes, that was the other thing we got. Yes, Jello. Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
the
you know,
Jello.
when I was having my actually it wasn't the brain surgery itself. It was the EEG testing with all the electrodes on my head. I hadn't eaten chocolate or bacon or ginger in a very long time, but because they needed me to have a seizure so they could get readings, I got to binge so hard for like a weekend.
Uh-huh.
That was pretty cool. It's like the opposite of everything you guys are talking about.
Yeah. Well, and the thing about hospital Jello is it's always rubbery.
Yes. Yeah, because it's been
It's-
sitting there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the most foul sort of Jello. I like Jello. I like Jello where it's just the perfect consistency, where it's you pop it in your mouth and the cube is cold, but it's soft. And
Yeah.
as it sits in your mouth, it goes to liquid again.
Yeah, that's all I got for I think 3 days.
Yeah, but the stuff in the hospital doesn't do that. It just you have to chew it, and it's like
Yes,
disgusting.
it like
You
chewing
know,
on-
maybe you guys are just going to the wrong hospitals because I've never had hospital Jello that was that bad.
This was a military hospital. I didn't have a choice.
Well, still, I'm just saying, is this is
Yeah.
not descriptive or whatever of all
No,
hospital
but it
food,
is
hospital
descriptive-
Jello.
It is descriptive of military hospital food.
Well, I've never had the fortune to go and
Lucky
Yeah.
you.
yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was
Like,
in a Catholic
about as
hospital.
far from ever being in a military hospital as a person can possibly get.
Nom, nom.
I ate at a military food court.
Okay.
You'll have to forgive me. I'm finally eating my dinner.
Move
They
beef.
let me eat
Wow.
that.
Yeah, I like that. Now you're talking. Oh,
Yeah, I'm not even sure what I'm going to do for dinner today. Oh,
Well-
maybe I'll have another sandwich.
Oh, there you go.
Well, because I went out and I got some pretty decent ham and some pretty decent turkey and some amazingly good Swiss. Oh my gosh, you have no
that
idea.
sounds good.
And the bagels I got were pretty good, you know. I mean, like as I prefer a bagel when it's fresh and still squishy. And these obviously are packaged bagels that are not like fresh out of the oven, but they are still squishy. I don't know how they do that. But yeah, so I can make a pretty decent sandwich with those things. And
Okay, a minute.
yeah, I might have another one of those. Like I had one right before we started this.
Hey, I know how they do it. It's called dark magic.
No, it's not. So yeah.
Oh man, you know what I'm tempted to do is with some of my food stamp largesse, I'm tempted to get a half dozen bagels and then get some lox and cream cheese.
You know, in my entire life, I've never actually had lox. In fact, I'm not sure if I've ever been in the presence of lox. In fact, just about everything I know about lox, besides its name and how it's spelled, is that it's fish.
Sorry
Yeah,
about that,
it's a
Kate.
salmon.
Are
I
you
tried to.
saying
I
lox?
tried to mute the mic so he didn't bark so much, but
Are you saying
I'm sure you
lox?
heard him over tornadoes.
Lox, Lox, lox.
It's a type of fish, isn't it?
I believe it's salmon.
And that is everything about it that I know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but if you want to have lox on your sandwich, then you better rethink that.
Why?
Why?
Because lox, as it turns out, is liquid oxygen, and liquid oxygen has this tendency to make
Yeah,
things
yeah,
catch
yeah, yeah,
fire.
No,
Yeah. No.
Different kind of locks.
I don't
I'm
even know
lox
the
and cream
etymology of
cheese.
the.
I mean, I genuinely hope you were trying to make a joke there.
No,
No, Talon. Different kind
Oh
of.
my!
I'd never heard of that sort of lox before, so I thought you guys were talking about liquid oxygen.
Mm-mm,
Well,
no,
we're
no.
not.
It is a
No. It's Jewish
thinly
cuisine.
sliced fish.
As I understand it, it's often eaten with cream cheese on a bagel by Jewish people.
Yes, lox
Yes.
with cream cheese.
It's like a stereotype of some sort.
Mhm.
Okay, from Wikipedia, etymology, the American English word lox is derived from the Yiddish word for salmon. I guess it's to be pronounced lachs, which ultimately derives from the Germanic word for salmon. The word lox has cognates in numerous Germanic languages. Yeah, it's been years since I've had lox and cream cheese on a bagel.
Never had
Well,
it.
me neither. And I used to I lived near this big old bagel place that was Anyway, but no, I've never I'm not even sure what to picture when someone mentions lox. What does it look like? Is it that pink slice of something?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What we will do here
Deep
is
pink, maybe red, depending upon how they cook it.
Well, still.
well, the stuff I know of isn't cooked as such. It's smoked, really.
Raw.
Yeah.
Smoked.
You know what's weird is when I hear about
Jewish
fish for breakfast, like how British people seem to love their kippers and all of that. And I'm like, fish for breakfast just doesn't sound right to me. It's like fish, maybe lunch, but pretty much only dinner.
Yeah. I'm with you, Kate.
I just think that's weird. But I mean,
Well-
hey, you can have as much fish for breakfast as you want.
There's nothing.
But
Kippers are like sardines.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing quite like cold anchovy pizza for breakfast at 4:30 a.m.
nothing at all.
Just before
Please,
you
I'd
go
like
out
to keep
fishing.
my dinner down.
What?
Yeah, lox
I've
is
had
a
anchovies. I hate anchovies. They are.
but yeah, lox is both a fillet of cured salmon and liquid oxygen.
Yes. You know, the liquid oxygen thing isn't funny anymore. Just drop it. but yeah, I mean, it still seems weird to have fish for breakfast. And honestly, I don't know how anyone can put fish on pizza and be okay with it.
Mm-mm.
It's like, honestly, I'd rather have pineapple on my pizza than fish on my pizza.
I like pineapple on my pizza.
Oh my! Oh my! Oh my!
Only like pineapple on pizza if it's Hawaiian style with the ham as well. Other than that, it's an abomination. But if it's Hawaiian style, that's cool.
Now you got
I
me
like
thinking
Hawaii.
here. Okay, maybe I have to make up some nice pizza dough
Oh, Columbia,
then-
what's with the biting?
and then do the pineapple rings all over the pizza dough. And in the little holes in the middle of the pineapple rings, put the anchovies. And
Ah! Ugh.
Sick. Okay, you know what? You're not allowed to have any of my pizza. If we ever meet in person, I'm buying a pizza and ostentatiously eating it in front of you, and you can have none of it. I might even give some to other people, just not you.
Hey, what
so the
about
way that
me?
works.
Well, assuming you live our first encounter through our first encounter, then sure you can have some of the pizza.
Oh my! Yeah, well,
Oh,
that's an unknown quantity
pay
right
for a
there, isn't it?
Hawaiian style pizza, even. I like
Well,
Hawaiian.
It's been a while
If you
since
ever
I've
wanna
had a
come down
Hawaiian
here to-
pizza. Seriously.
Kate, if you ever want to come down here to beautiful sunny Florida, you can, and then we can discuss Hungry Howie's.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Florida.
stay the hell away from Florida.
The COVID
Until
capital
we
of the
stop having
U.S.
COVID. Yeah.
I don't know about any of this until stuff. I mean, like, I can think of exactly 2 reasons to go to Florida, and most of them are dead.
Okay.
By which I mean my grandparents are
Yes.
all,
Yep.
like, you know. So pretty much beaches and Disney is like the only reason I'd go to Florida.
And Disney's not doing so well right now.
Well, and I'm so sick and tired of Disney anyway. The shit they've done to Star Wars pisses me off.
I know.
Kind of like with
yeah.
Apple, I don't want them to have my money anymore. You know, like even if I wouldn't buy an iPhone, I sure as hell wouldn't buy an iPod or anything
Yeah,
similar
okay.
to it. You
Uh-huh.
know, then much the same. I want to give as little money to Disney as possible.
I'm not all that thrilled
Yeah.
with Disney either. It's, I mean, the stuff they've done, and especially the COVID stuff they've done. It's not fun at all. Just leave them alone. And that's that's a
See, I
reason.
haven't heard what they've done about COVID.
Say
Well, they
again?
opened the parks and let people in,
Well,
is
yeah.
what they did.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was a
I
very,
think that
very
was
bad thing
stupid.
to do.
Mhm.
And then the other thing I don't like is Major League Baseball for what they have pulled.
I can't believe they're actually doing games. Our baseball team can't even play. They've got COVID-19.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and so many Major
Mhm.
League players have the cerveza virus now, and
Mhm.
it's they wanted to have the season. They wanted to have the season. They wanted to have, and of course they knew that there was going to be shit to
Yeah.
pay or hell to pay, and they did it anyway. And it's like, okay,
Well,
guys, I'm not all that certain
mean-
that I want to give you any of my money anymore. And don't forget, I'm a lifelong baseball fan, arseholes.
Well,
Yep.
along similar lines, like I haven't heard of too terribly many celebrities, like actors and stuff, getting COVID. There have been a few, but not very many. And I have to wonder, are movies still being made?
Not right
I
now.
mean, because, well, I'm not so sure because I've seen a lot of things on IMDb that say currently filming, and I hear about a lot of coming soon things that are probably not yet in post production. So I have to wonder, like, are people still getting together and making flicks? Are TV shows still being made? I mean, obviously it's summertime, so we're in the off season, but still, like, surely they must have been filming for the upcoming seasons, or are they not? Is it just going to be a year of reruns? What's going on?
Well, I thought that a lot of the late night shows, like the Tonight Show and that ilk,
Yeah, but I
were
don't
being.
mean that. I mean,
Say again?
If they're
I don't
filming,
mean that though. I mean fiction. I mean sitcoms and sci-fi and NCIS and all that stuff. Never
I-
mind the live shows.
Okay.
I
okay.
am betting if they are filming, they're not using audiences.
Yeah, but even then, the actors still have to be around each other.
Yeah.
And the crew, not to mention the crew. I mean, for all we know, the best boy and the key grip are giving everyone COVID.
Yeah.
So I mean, I have to wonder, like, what is actually going on right now as far as like movies and TV and COVID are concerned.
I don't know.
Well, let's just say I think a whole bunch of the problems can be summed up in 2 German words.
Oh, please don't.
Well, you don't want to hear about the orange idiot?
No,
No, we don't.
we don't. We're tired of hearing about the orange idiot.
Oh.
Well,
Orange
that
idiot in his White House.
honestly,
hat.
I kind of do know where your sense of humor often leads.
And then, yeah, that's the other thing. Thank you for reminding me, because I still have to contact PennDOT about that whole Okay.
So, what is up with like websites that insist on putting in your date of birth? Like somebody who's underage can't just lie.
Well, that's pretty much the way around it. Okay, everything's good. Yeah, I had to restart the streaming under OBS. Why this thing kicks me off, I don't know. I have no freaking idea. But what it did is, yeah, it just disconnected Google Meet. And I don't know, what time is it? It's 48 hours, so an hour and 48 minutes. I don't see how any time limit would have come into play. Isa, I know too knowing. I gotta find out. I gotta find out what's going on here. But
You know, I keep telling you, drop the bells and whistles. They just seem to get in the way.
oh, look, I'll look for something that's cheap.
No, I mean just do the stream normal without all the extra screens. I mean, as much fun as OBS can be for customizing your stream, I really do think we're getting into the area of diminished returns here.
Well, okay, in order to stream Meet, I have to use OBS to stream Meet at all. So that means if I have to drop that, then I have to use something else. And right at the moment, I'm kind of afraid to ask for the patrons, the Patreon stuff that would allow me to pay close to $20 a month to be able to stream.
Well, I mean, even if you stream through OBS, you could just have OBS be the stream. And instead of having to complicate it up, is my point.
Well, it appears that what happened was Meet died.
Still, you've had so many problems with OBS in the past, and honestly, I'm not sure it's worth it.
I'm not either, but I'm not sure what I can do. Amiga Nut says the same thing happened to Math Big yesterday, twice. Das to veliko postanie pechaje. I don't know what I just said.
I know exactly what you said.
Oh, okay. Oh,
And let me guess, she said nothing.
No, there was something there, but probably you shouldn't hear it.
She just swore, didn't she?
Well, she said something. No, I'm not going to go there. Never mind. I'll just be over here.
It was something that wasn't very nice, yes. Is am I not too knowing? Is that for you? I don't know. Oh my. Yeah, it's I don't know if there's a way that I can get a whole bunch of patronage, to where I would be receiving a 1099, that sort of thing, but be able to deduct my expenses and run that and have it not count against me for the various things that I get. Because if you receive, tons of money, but you have to pay tons of money to get that money that you receive. You really haven't received all that much now, have you? I'm the phone wreck. The only thing I can tell you is so far the best thing that anybody has done is send to my PayPal under my email, which is on screen in the lower left corner.
Have you at least put up a link to like an Amazon wish list or something?
I had it on for a while, and then I was having trouble receiving this stuff. So I've got to see if there's a way that they can notify me that somebody bought something for me and when more or less it's gonna be here, so I can be at the door to receive it.
There is sort of a way to do that, because if you go to your wish list, you can sort it by things that have been purchased.
Okay.
And so from there, you can find out, like, sort of at least guess when something might show up.
Yeah, because what I've got to do is sit out there by the door all day. Because they go bye-bye if you're not right there to receive it.
You have a proper mailbox?
The mailbox is inside.
That wasn't what I was asking, but I mean, that's the thing, is there are some things that can be sent to you that are so small that they can just go in the mailbox. I mean, I know that DVDs at least end up in my mailbox rather than at my door, for example.
I've picked up a couple of those things if it has gone with what this USPS called, the last mile, where it goes to the post office and the carrier brings it to the building and it won't fit in the box. I mean, if it fits in the box, the carrier will put it in the box. If it doesn't fit, then the carrier takes it back to the post office and leaves a note that says there's something waiting for you at the post office. But if it's not USPS, I mean, if it's Amazon, for example, in order to leave the item at the mailbox, you've got to be able to get in, and there's that locked security door. So I've got to be sitting there to be ready to open the door and everything.
You know, Amazon can get through the security door at my place. I don't know what you're doing wrong.
I'm not propping it open.
No. They can get through it just as a matter of course. They have some way to get through that security door because they're Amazon.
Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't work that way here. Maybe it's because the landlord doesn't want to provide a key for Amazon or any of the other carriers. The mail creature has a key that will open a box that is screwed to the side of the building. Inside that box is
okay.
Yeah, and then he opens the security door and does his thing. And it's usually his, because I don't remember seeing a female mail creature anytime recently.
Well, one thing that a lot of places do with those like code boxes is they have like a single universal code for all the service people who might need to get in. You know, like at this particular address, if you type in 1477 or something, it'll let you in no matter who you are.
Oh, okay. No, this isn't such a code box. There are no buttons to press. You need a key. And then you open this box, and inside the box is the key for the security door.
Not what I meant, but okay.
I mean, that's the way it works here.
So you don't just have a master key to get through the front door?
As far as I know, there is
No,
no...
you in particular, you personally don't have one.
I do have a key to get through the front door, yes.
So if you have a key, why can't delivery people have a key?
I have no idea. I don't know if Chaim doesn't want them to have a key, if they're not allowed to ask for one. I don't know.
Because here, like I said, they can just go right through the code box.
I wish we would have something like that. I wish we would have a code box or whatever, and you know, you could just tell, or even I could just tell these guys, you know, here, push these buttons and then get in. The other
And they don't
thing-
have something like outside that, like, you know, say that your neighbor has some friends coming by for dinner or some shit. The neighbor's got to let the friend know they're there. You don't have like a thing beep and
Nope.
like the intercom goes or anything?
Don't have one of those. Nope.
Then how do people know to meet their friends?
I have to tell anybody who wants to come over to my place, which is almost nobody, that, okay, when you get here, call me.
So that's it. You just have to call on the phone. There's no way to let someone know that you're outside the building if they're
Right.
inside.
Right.
That's stupid.
It's stupid. Yes, it is. I'm not going to engage in any stereotypical slurs, but you can kind of think of what they might be.
Like
Okay.
what? Idiots?
Gonna need more context for which particular slur we're talking about here.
Well, okay, my landlord's first name is Chaim.
Yeah. Is this one of those mill hunky things?
No.
Different name?
Chaim.
There's too many possibilities here.
I'm trying to work my way all around this without saying
Just say
it.
it. Just say it.
The man's an Orthodox Jew. Take all
Ah.
of the stereotypes you want and apply them.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they pretty much
He
fit.
sings Christmas carols.
What?
No. No, Tornado. I
Well,
doubt he sings Christmas carols.
He doesn't even sing Hanukkah songs.
Okay, then he writes Christmas carols.
No. The
It-
man's a
it's- he's
Jew.
trying to make a
What
joke.
would he be doing
He's
writing
trying
Christmas
to
carols?
make a very, very, very bad attempt at a joke.
Okay.
Well,
then.
no, I'm just saying, many Jews back in the days, like the 1930s and the
No.
1910s.
No.
What, you don't know that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the song by Johnny Marks was Jewish, I think.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Well, at least I know Robert May was Jewish.
Why are we even talking about this?
I have no clue.
Ask
Anyway, I am going to head off
STC. He's the
because
one
I
who
am
carried on with
tired.
it.
Yeah, I am tired, and I have to get up tomorrow and deal with my mother some more. So I'm going to take some sinus medicine to kill the stuffy nose I've got from being around her cigarettes. And
And I'm gonna head
Oh,
off too.
my.
That way I don't. I'm gonna head off too. That way I don't wake up Mom with my yelling.
Yes.
Well, also, it's
Yeah.
6 o'clock, which means it's time to take the brain meds and feed the cats. So,
Yes.
Oh my. Okay. So is the party breaking up?
does
Yeah,
look
it's going
that
on
way.
at 9
Okay.
o'clock here. So
Bye byes, everybody.
It's 9:00 on a Tuesday.
yes. Bye bye, darlings. Love you
Take
all.
care, honey.
Has a
Bye,
good
Kate. Bye,
night.
Diana.
Oh my. Oh my. Oh my.
Goodbye, Tornado.
Bye bye.
Bye bye, honey. There
Okay,
you go.
Columbia, I will
Yeah.
feed you in a moment. Patience, Grasshopper.
Yes, mine are being very quiet. My fun
Thank
thing
you,
was I
Von
come
Rick.
and
Really, as long as you can afford it. I just hope that I don't. I hope I don't end up getting a 1099 from Bayville. Oh.
You know what Von Rick is? Generous is what Von Rick is.
Oh my,
So-
that could be
All right,
that could be problematic. Let me tell you.
night,
night. Night,
I see you
sweetness.
All right, well, I'm gonna make like a baby and head out, so have fun.
Okay, hon. See you Sunday,
Bye,
maybe.
Kate.
If I don't see you sooner.
Sunday.
Okay, then. We're doing
Hate
all
to
those
leave,
things
but
and
I'm
stuff and
tired.
things.
So, take care, Diana. Be safe.
If
You
you give
know.
it a try. I guess what I'm going to
Yeah,
have to
I
do is
know.
go through my liquor cabinet and just have a stiff drink.
I am seriously tempted to buy some beer for Friday night.
Oh, man. I've got a 6-pack
I
of...
only drink like one beer at a time because I get very tipsy and unfortunately there's no fun guy for me to be frisky with. So
Oh, how about a fun
Yeah.
girl?
no, not too much interested in girls. Unfortunately,
Aw,
it's not. I've tried it, not my thing.
moo.
I will admit to having tried it, not my thing.
Now, I've got a 6-pack of Dos Equis and the Defriginator. Someone gave it at me, and I haven't done anything with it. So, I
No,
don't know.
what I want and I can't find out here is a nice lager, Killian's Red, Irish lager with a little bit of lime in it.
Put the lime in the coconut and mix it all
Yeah.
up. Okay.
Yeah. So, all right. Everybody have fun.
Okay,
Enjoy.
hun.
Stay safe, folks. Don't catch the dreaded virus. But I did get good news.
Oh, yay.
Jack Larisha's boyfriend, the one who's ended up in the hospital on the respirator, they tested him. It is not COVID-19, but they don't know what it is. He has been taken off the respirator.
Okay, then.
So he is doing better, but they still don't know what's caused it.
That is moo. That is moo.
It's bad and good at the same time. So hopefully he will recover without any problems. So.
Okay, hopefully. That will be, that'll be good stuff.
Keep your fingers crossed for my mom.
Okay, here's some
Really
fingers.
worried.
Here's some fingers. We'll cross
I can do that. Yeah, I can cross all 4 of my fingers.
Oh man, I can't even come close to that. Shelaku pasteni.
I used to be able
know.
to cross my toes too, but I can't do that anymore.
I've broken most of my toes at least twice, so I'm not doing any toe
the
crossing.
one toe I used to be able to cross, I broke the big toe, and unfortunately, big toes never heal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is still broke after, about 8 years. I was going through the house in the dark, and somebody had moved a chair, and it had these nice big round solid wood feet.
Ooh.
And I kicked it in the dark.
Malik
And I heard my toe. Yeah, I heard my toe go crunch.
This is no for the good thing and happening for you and there.
Yeah, so I can't cross my big toes anymore. So, all right, I'm going. It's dark out. It's close enough to sleep.
Okay, hon.
Love
Take
you
care,
guys.
honey.
Take care.
Be good.
Sorry I'm leaving so early. Oh, I will. I get to drive my mom's fancy new car, so it makes me
Baby, you
happy.
can drive my car. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, bye.
Okay. Yay. Okay, so now you got 2 of my ugly mug here. Let's see if we can fix that. There, much better. Oh, for the love of Saint Gulick, thank you, kids. Really, Von Rick and Amiga, thank you. I cannot thank you guys enough. I got to start looking around and see if I can find better stuff to do with the broadcasting. Because, the Google Meet can be a little annoying at times. And the things like, what's the one with the duck up in the corner? StreamYard. The free stuff is very, very limited. They want like $16-20 a month to do that sort of thing, and it's a little difficult to come by that right now. Yeah, like I say, it would be great if there would be some way I could report the income and the expenses against it, but a while back, before I started this stuff, I asked the people at the county housing authority and at the Pennsylvania welfare thing, what can I do if I want to start this thing? And it's called, and they looked at, what the hell is that? So, they didn't even know what it was, let alone what I could do with it. And that's, no, honey, those claws are sharp, okay? The claws are sharp, and you do not want to screw up the chair with those claws. Still working on that. Still trying to convince the kitty that she doesn't want to shred my chair. It's my birthday present. I just got it. There were some people in the community who were nice enough to gather a few bucks. And when I say a few bucks, I mean something over 150. And get me a chair and send it to me. I mean, yeah, there was Purple and Sloth Girl and Junk Shop and Julie and oh, let's see who else. Nervardia and Upside Down Sweetie and Mama Atheist. Yeah, I want to thank you guys for this because I was going to get myself a chair and you got to it first. And I don't know, everybody's just too good to me. I don't know why. I don't deserve it. I really don't. And then there's this cat. Yeah, you want to do some, get something for the cat. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't have enough room for a cat tree, unfortunately, Sylvia. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. But I'm gonna get to work on a few things. Yeah, it's Tuesday, which means that's it for the live streams this week. Unless I decide to go rogue with one, I don't know. We'll think of it. And what I've got to do, though, is I've got to do prepared videos because I've had some ideas. And it's just a matter of trying to figure out how to attack those ideas. Ken Ham is babbling about garbage. And the unfortunate thing with him and people like him, they have a hard time making a coherent point. So how do you respond to that stuff? Well, I have to work on that and get to it. And then there's the little one over there. See, it's a kittiness. Say hi to everybody, honey, over there. See, over there. Say hi. No. No, the camera is over there, not over here. Damn cat. She's the star of the show. Ever since I started doing live streams, everybody was asking me, hey, can I see your pussy? You know? No, honey. No, no, no. That's the screw top to the bottle of water. And just in case I don't drink it all, I want to be able to put the top back on it. Yes, that's what I want. That is what I want. Oh, my, oh, my. We may be seeing some changes back over my shoulder here. We'll see how that works. I don't know. Give me a couple of days and we'll see what happens. But I am going to say, I want to thank everybody who's here and I want to thank everybody who's not here. I want to thank everybody for everything they do for me. Really, I do. I don't know how I deserve it. I don't. You seem to think I do for some strange reason. I am very much appreciative of your presence in the audience. Okay, what do we have? Yay. And it's just, as long as you guys keep liking this stuff, as long as you keep watching, I'll keep doing it. And it's an absolute joy to do all this. And, you know, all the better because you seem to like it. I mean, okay, I don't necessarily have 10,000 views per video. I don't need 10,000 views per video. Really. Just to know that few of you guys like this, and it's enough to keep me going. Thank you. Thank you many much. It's going to get better and better as time goes on because as it's getting darker and darker, I'm tending to feel less good and less good. You guys help me out, okay? I'm not trying to put anything on your shoulders or anything like that, but you guys help keep me going. And, you know, take me through the winter and everything else like that. So, we'll see what goes from there. But, yeah, I want to see what I can do as far as new and different things take a shot at it and fall flat on my face. But okay. So the next thing that I'll say, I guess, is I really, really want to thank everybody for everything. Really, I do. And thanks a lot, troops. See you on the other side.